Life isn't black and white. People aren't all good or all bad. It was an insane idea. It was a horrible idea. I don't know what options were good at that moment. Uh, God knows, I would change everything if I could go back in time to that moment and just get away and just leave. And who I am today, that's what I would have done. But I wasn't me today. I was the destroyed, teenager that I was then, and I was making terrible decisions. And one of the terrible decisions was to buy those guns. I miss my mother tremendously. I miss my mom. It's easy to miss my mom because I loved her as a boy so much, and I wanted her to love me and be happy with me and be happy that I was her son and feel that joy and that connection, and I just want that. It's more difficult with my father. I love my father. I think every boy loves his father. Every boy admires his father. And I always loved my father, but I feared him more than I loved him. With my mom, I loved her more than I feared her. I was afraid of her. My mom was a frightening person at times, but I just loved her. With my father, there was so much trauma that I have to work through in my mind. So much suffering that he inflicted upon me that messed me up for the rest of my life. But I still love him. And that's the beauty and the curse, is that you can love someone so much and that hurts you so much. And somehow you have to make something to that. I think I can say to myself, what you did was awful and should never have happened to me. And what I did to you, I should never have done. And was awful. But I can still love you.
And for Lyle?
It's hard for me to go back and just explain why I felt like I had no other option. You hope that, that day's going to come where it's just going to be clear and I can just explain this. This is why I did what I did. This is what I was feeling. And those days just never come. 3 decades later, you don't understand it that much more. I mean, I think I find a certain level of peace and forgiveness that you have to find to live with yourself and move forward. But at the same time, there's just this unsettling lack of clarity.
What ultimately draws the eye to this case is something deeper. Questions of what goes on behind closed doors of families who seem to have it all. Wealth, privilege, prestige, but also pain. When you look at what happened with the Menendez family, you watch the myth of perfection crumble before your eyes. Like the tales of Greek gods that Jose held so dear, the Menendez story continues to reverberate through our culture. But this is not some ancient myth. It's a modern tragedy. And for Lyle and Erik Menendez, it is their life.
And that goes back to the sort of the Zen philosophy I have, Alejandro, that life isn't black or white. It's not. Neither is emotion. So, love is complicated. It's complicated. But some things are easy. I love my parents. And I miss my mom very much. That's easy. That's easy to know. I'm not ashamed of it, and I don't care if people think that it sounds insane. But it's how I feel.